In this session, we want to talk about how to create assignments in Google Classroom. So to begin, we click the plus button in the bottom right-hand corner. Just to remember, we want to speak common language. So an announcement is anything that you want to post to students. This could be an assignment, but it's not an assignment that students will submit a digital artifact to show their completion. So if we want digital interaction where students turn in homework digitally, we will click Create Assignment. Then you have the option of deciding if you want to send it to multiple classes. One feature that is really neat, so I'm going to title this Ethos, Pathos, and Logos. The feature that's really neat is that we can schedule our assignment to be posted at a certain time, so we don't have to worry about doing it the day of. The disadvantage of scheduling the assignment is it blocks you from submitting it to more than one class, which means you would have to reuse the post. Instructions could say something as simple as, please complete the attached handout and follow instructions within the document. Oftentimes, I will attach instructions by going to my Google Drive, finding the instructions because they're normally something more complex that I would print off and I would make the attachment. Now I can assign a due date, and I find this very important because by assigning a due date, it shows me which students have submitted the assignment and which haven't, which is a lot better than in-class assignments where students turn things in. You have to sort through your papers to find out which students did and did not complete the assignment. So this is a really effective tool in terms of quickly asking students to interact. Now notice you could even ask that students, you attach a link and students browse a website. You could attach a YouTube video and ask them to watch the video and then interact with it some way. In this example assignment, I'm going to assign a document that I would normally make a hard copy of in class, but I'm going to make a digital copy. It's just a simple worksheet for Ethos, Pathos, and Logos. And you can see I'm going to have three options. So students can view file means students only have access to see the contents of the file. They can't interact with the document. I would highly recommend doing this if you were to give instructions so that students don't modify your instructions. This option right here, students can edit file, means that you're giving permission to all the students in your class to edit this single file. That can be a little crazy and messy, but if organized and managed appropriately, it can be really effective. The last one right here is make a copy for each student. The reason that this is probably the most commonly used is because this is the equivalent of running a handout or running instructions through a copier and giving each student their own individualized copy so that they can interact. So I'm going to show you if I make a copy and I click Assign, you're going to notice that it automatically tells me I have one student not done with the assignment and 0 have completed the assignment. So when I click this right here, shows me, I'm picking myself, that I, the student, have yet to complete the assignment. Now the really cool part is as the student, I can access in two ways. So now you're seeing the student view. If I were to update my information as the student, I can now see this assignment. If I click Open, you can see because I made a copy, it automatically puts the assignment and my name next to it, so I can open the document. And I, as the student, can begin interacting with it. So this is talking about credibility, and I want to justify why I think Eminem is a 5 out of a scale of 1 to 10. So students would go through complete the assignment. Once they're done completing the assignment, students would simply select Turn In. Now, if a student had an external document that they wanted to add, they could access their Google Drive or their computer or a link on a website and add other attachments. Or let's say the teacher didn't make a copy like this, students can actually create a document straight within the assignment. And the beautiful thing is as you notice, it labels it the assignment title rather than the document title and my name. So again, makes it really easy for teachers to go through and grade. So I, as a student, will hit Turn In. And now I want you to see two ways that you can see this as a teacher. So one, you can see that it automatically changed it to done and not done. So now you can see my assignment. I have 2 that I have submitted. The other way a teacher could access this is in My Drive, every teacher has a classroom folder. In the classroom folder, you'll be able to see all of your students' work. So you can see that I created this right here, Ethos Pathos Logos assignment, and you can see all of my attachments labeled by name. So if I had 30 students, all of their documents would show up in this folder. So the advantage of having students name their folder or their documents and create them within Drive is that it automatically puts their name next to it, making it easier for the teacher to navigate and sort through. I, as the teacher, can assign a point value. So this assignment was worth 10 points. Now notice from a student perspective, once I try and open this document again, because I have submitted it, I have transferred the ownership of this document to the teacher. So I, as the student, cannot edit this document, cannot change it unless the teacher clicks this button and selects return. When the teacher returns the document, the student will then have access. The other way that students can access the document is if they unsubmit the assignment. So let's say I made a mistake and I attached the wrong thing. I simply select unsubmit. And now when I come back to this document right here, I refresh, I now have editing powers. So again, as soon as I hit turn in, you will see in just a second that I have lost my powers again to edit the document. Once I start trying to type, it's back to view only. So I, as the teacher, grade the assignment. I give it 10 out of 10, and I hit return. And now the student would have access again. So that's kind of a brief overview of interacting with the assignments in Google Classroom.